There's some breaking news that I have to get this report out based on what I've been telling you about the monarchy being restored to Jerusalem and things that are going on prophetically. And this just came out in the news today, September 22nd, 2022. And it says Israel Prime Minister Truss discusses moving the British embassy to Jerusalem. And it says British Prime Minister Liz Truss has told her Israeli counterpart, Yair Lapid, that she is considering moving the British embassy from Tel Aviv to, quote-unquote, occupied Jerusalem. A move that would break Britain's long-standing policy on Israel-Palestine. During the meeting on Wednesday in New York, on the sidelines of the United Nations General Assembly, Truss informed Lapid about her review of the current location of the British Embassy in Israel, according to a statement put out by the Prime Minister's office. During the Tory leadership Qantas influential lobby group, the group discussed the embassy being moved to the city of Jerusalem. I understand the importance and sensitivity of the location of the British embassy in Israel, Truss said at the time. So, in their meeting on Wednesday, Truss and Lapid discussed boosting bilateral cooperation, including in the fields of defense, cybersecurity, trade, and green technology. They also agreed to set up teams to negotiate the free trade agreement as quickly as possible. Britain has long maintained its embassy in Israel in Tel Aviv, even after Israel declared Jerusalem as its capital, as part of a long-standing policy that the city's final status should be decided following negotiations. In 1967, Israel, quote-unquote, occupied and annexed claim as the capital of a future state. You know, I mean, they just kind of twist the history and all that. But it says, if the British embassy is moved, Truss would be following in the footsteps of former U.S. President Donald Trump, who, in defiance of international law, I love the way they twist all this, moved the American embassy to Jerusalem in 2017, a move that formally recognized Israel's sovereignty over the city. Truss had also previously vowed a further crackdown on the international boycott movements, backing a bill to prevent public bodies, including local councils, from joining the BDS campaign to divest funds from Israel for its, quote-unquote, illegal activities in the, quote, occupied territories. So this is a breaking news story. JNS reports the UK Prime Minister considering moving their British embassy to Jerusalem. And they give this quote from Zechariah 8:23. In those days, 10 men from nations of every tongue will take hold. They will take hold of every Yehudi or Jew by a corner of his cloak and say, let us go with you, for we have heard that Hashem is with you. Well, personally, I think that the Jew they're going to take a hold of is Jesus. And it says British Prime Minister Liz Truss told Israeli counterpart Yair Lapid on Wednesday that she's considering moving the British embassy to Israel from Tel Aviv to Jerusalem. A British government spokeswoman said Truss had told Lapid about her review of the current location of the British embassy in Israel. Truss, who was the foreign secretary until September 6th, pledged during the Conservative Party leadership contest in August to review moving the embassy, adding that she was aware of the importance and sensitivity that surrounded the legation's location. In May of 2018, the United States opened its embassy in Jerusalem a year after President Donald Trump announced that he would move it to the Israeli capital from Tel Aviv. In a video address at the time, Trump stated Israel is a sovereign nation with the right, like every other sovereign nation, to determine its own capital. Yet for many years, we failed to acknowledge the obvious, the plain reality that Israel's capital is Jerusalem. Today, we follow through on this recognition and open our embassy in the historic and sacred land of Jerusalem. So this sets it up. This sets it up for King Charles III to have an embassy there right in Jerusalem. So what do you think about that development? And also, Liz Truss met with King Abdullah of Jordan, who said that the Christians are being persecuted up there, and he wants to keep the status quo on the Temple Mount. So, isn't it interesting that if they shifted their opinion, they could potentially remove King Abdullah as custodian and set up the king there? I think this is really an extraordinary development, and it's breaking news, so I just wanted to let you know about it. And this is kind of an interim video between my last long video and the next one. So this is just breaking news, and it really further develops King Charles III to have an embassy right there in Jerusalem. What do you think? Prophecy is coming off the pages faster than we can report it. Shalom and have a great day.